Well, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited for my guest, Cynthia Johnson, and she's here and she's going to still be talking to us about being smart with your money. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living Leslie's Lessons Learned. Let's get started. Cynthia,
Hi.
how are you? How
I'm
are
doing
you?
good. I
Uh,
am good. I am good. Thank you.
that's good. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And we got to chatting a little bit in the background, and some of the things that you were sharing with me are like sentiments in my heart as far as us with our money and how we spend our money, and that we understand that um, we can't, well, I'm going to let you tell what we need to be doing without money because you're the expert and I'm learning. So, as we're not even coming up to, about to be in, we are in the heart of the season that
Yes.
will be over in a minute. And
Yes.
twinkling of an eye, it'll be gone. Just it takes longer for it to get here than it
Yes.
does for us to enjoy it. It's like a wedding. Plan
Yes.
all of years and all that year, and that's it. One day it's over.
That's it.
And
Yes.
that's the same thing with holidays. And
Yes.
it's a particular holiday that people really like to go all out, I would say.
Yes.
They really desire or want to uh, uh, spend a lot of money.
Absolutely.
They want to spend beyond their means. They want to spend to the point that it takes them a year to get it back, and then the cycle starts all over again. So I didn't know if you wanted to kind of touch bases on that and talk about that for a minute because it's something to talk about.
Yes, it is. It really is. Um, just how to really approach this. I guess you just have to be straightforward with it. You are absolutely right. We go through the entire year, and this time of the year, we're all out. We're spending, we're spending hours shopping. We're spending money that we don't have. And
Right.
something that we talked about behind, backstage was you've got to live when it's all over with.
Yeah, when
The
it's all
next day, you've got to live and the bills start coming in. And then what do you do when the bills start coming in? And I always suggest at the beginning of the year, we already know this time of the year is coming, right? So why not already have a plan in place as to what you're going to buy, how you're going to meet those Christmas goals, so that when that time comes, you're not out there spending money unnecessarily. Because to be honest with you, when you're out there shopping, those emotions they start running and getting high, and you start swiping, and you just be
getting the
mingling.
hustle and bustle, the
You get
hustle and
married and all kind of stuff, and you just be picking up and buying and shopping. And really, this time of the year is when we really, really need to be intentional, when we really, really, really need to be disciplined when we're out there Christmas shopping. And the
yeah.
best thing to do, Leslie, I would say, is to have a list, to have a plan, because it's so easy to get caught up in the excitement. The Christmas music is loud and going in the stores, you're happy and just in the moment. And
Oh
so
yeah, they got you right where they want you.
they got you right where you right, because you're just singing along most of the time or moving along, just picking up stuff and picking up and picking up, and then getting to the checkout counter. And now we check out more with the debit card or with the app, things of that nature, versus cash. Because we all know if we're using cash, we're really going to be mindful of what we are
Right.
picking up. Unfortunately, with the apps that we have, with the debit cards and stuff, it's much more easier. And I don't think we really put a lot of thought into it as far as, okay, when all of this is over and the bills start coming in, what am I going to do? Am I really keeping a record of what I am spending during this holiday season? Because it's so easy to get caught up and it's so quick to have those bills. And one thing that I really would like to point out, which was really a aha moment for me this month, was you're right. So many things are on sale. So many things can be bought 50% off, 60% off, what have you. Buy one, get two, three, four, five free.
They really on sale.
Right, exactly. Is it really on sale, or is it, did they mark it up and then they took the sale price off of the month? You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? We don't
Yes.
think about that, but let's be real, marketing is a strategy. So we know that there is a strategy to it. And that's one of the things I always question. Okay, how much did you mark this up before you said it was going to be 50% off? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And when we purchase those items, and if we're paying cash or have some, cash app or, debit card, which is, considered cash, that's another thing. But if we're using those charge cards, think about it. You buy the item, it's whatever the sale price. If you're not going to pay your bill whenever it comes out, pay that bill in full, think about it. You could have possibly waited to get that sale item, because
Mm.
when that bill comes out and you don't pay that bill in full, you have interest rate, and they are going to start charging you on that balance. So, say for instance, you buy something half off, the bill comes, you can't afford to pay the entire bill off. So therefore you pay what you can, and then the next bill come out, and then you have the interest rate that is being applied every single month. And if we think about it, most of the time you're going to end up paying full price anyway for that
Uh,
item.
by the
Think
time the interest rates is so wow, yeah.
Exactly. Think
Wow.
about it. And I don't think we really think about that. And that was really an aha moment for me, because I was just sitting one day and I thought about it. I said, well, what's the point of buying it on sale if I'm not in the position to pay it off whenever the bank statement comes? Because if I don't, then when they start applying those interest rates, it's being
It's
added
crazy. Yeah.
is being added. So therefore, I could end up, if I don't pay that statement off in 3, 4 months, I have bought that thing maybe 2 or 3 times. I have paid the original price for it. But that is something that we really don't think about when we're shopping this time of the year.
Yeah.
So
Um,
is it really worth it to buy it on sale? That's the question I want everybody to think about. Is it really worth it to buy it on sale?
so in other words, if you're not paying cash, if you're not using your debit card, if you're using a credit card, you really need to think about it.
You really need to think about
It's
it.
almost like buying a car. You
Right,
pay how many times you pay for that car when you
right, right. Exactly. Exactly. And we really, really need to be conscious of that, because we're rushing to buy all of these things. But if we don't have the finances to pay it all off when that statement comes out, we really could have waited. We could have waited until after Christmas, until we had more funds, because chances are it might go back on sale again. It might not be at the rates like 50% off or whatever they're offering, but it may go on sale again, and I may be in a better position at that time to buy it. So, do I really need to get it now? Or can I wait and get it, especially if I'm going to charge it to a credit card? Because those interest rates are going to accrue and they're going to be added to your statement. And then you can end up paying for that one item 2, 3, 4 times, or you can end up paying the original price for that item. So it's really like you haven't really won, to be honest with
Mhm.
you. You
Yeah.
haven't won. You can actually lose if you carry that balance from one month to the next month to the next month. You can really lose. So I challenge everybody while they are out there shopping this Christmas to please keep that in mind. Just because it is a sale, ask yourself, do you really need to buy it right now? Can you really afford it right now? And I know we're all caught up and we want to do this and we want to do that, but honestly, when it comes to our finances, we have to be intentional, we have to be disciplined, and we have to be committed. I
Yeah.
mean, we have to have those three things. It's painful, and we don't like to talk about it. We don't like to think about it, but it is what it is. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter.
Yeah. I think about, well, I don't celebrate Christmas, but so many people do. And I
Hmm.
remember when I did, you know, and I remember what that was like. But the other thing that comes into play, shifting a little bit here because it just came to mind, is
Hmm.
income tax time.
Right,
The same thing with income tax time. You're
right,
waiting for that money, and you want to do things with it, and they know that you're coming, whether it's to buy a car, whether it's to buy the TV, or
right,
or whatever. They are waiting for you, you know
right.
and they already got it in their mind how they're going to get your money. So there's so many ways that the industry of stores,
Yes,
retail, I must say,
yes,
retail works it. Sometimes be careful, because even what is a markdown might be only $2 or $3, and you
yes,
think that is a markdown, and you never look at the original price to see that it's really not a markdown.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So, I was thinking about that it's the same thing. They're preparing for you to get that income tax checks.
They are.
Now is where some places they'll tell you you can cash your income tax check with
Right,
us. you,
right.
you
That
know,
is true. That is so true. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that
Mhm.
is really true. We are the biggest consumers. We're always consuming. But the sad thing about the unfortunate thing, I'm not going to say sad, but the unfortunate thing about it is we consume on things that don't have value. We consume on things that lose value immediately. So they really don't add anything to our lives. They're just things, you know. And therefore, we really, 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 when I say taking control of your finances, we really need to take control of our finances. As I repeatedly say, being intentional, being disciplined, and being committed. Because, like you said, the industry, the retail industry, that's what they do. They target, and their commercials and everything target, and it is designed to get us to come in and to spend our money. And that's why we have to really, really be disciplined. And that's why, in my book I talk about emotional spending and different type of spending habits, because we have to be disciplined. The bottom line is being disciplined, because a lot of times that part of us wants to go out and buy and wants to go out and get and wants to go out and do that. But we've got to be intentional so that we don't get caught up
Right.
in their system, in what they want us to do. Because you're right, they're already preparing for the income tax time because they want that money.
Yeah.
And we have to really have things in perspective. Is it really a need right now? Do I really need to have it? Or is it just something that I want for myself right now? Because some things can wait, but we want, I've been there myself too. We
Oh
just
yeah.
want what we want, when we want it. So it's not like I'm speaking and have not been there. I have done it all too. I have been there as well. I want it when I want it, and that's just the way it is.
And can I say, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I still want it when I want it.
Hmm. You
you know,
still
it
right,
doesn't have a tie, it doesn't have a label to it.
right,
When I say
right,
that, it doesn't have, it's not connected to a holiday. It's connected to what my eyes see and what my heart wants. And it doesn't always mean that it's the right thing to do.
right.
But
Exactly, exactly.
it's that's a part of uh, life that always doesn't turn out right because of not being disciplined.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
want to take a moment before you say something else and just say good afternoon to those that are here, to my daughter Ashley. I see Sister Alfreda and Sister Michelle. Thank you so much for being here. And anyone else, there's quite a few people on. I just don't know who you are. But thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule to learn about being smart with your money. And today we're here with Cynthia Johnson, who has written a book, and she is a financial coach. And Cynthia, I didn't even allow you to introduce yourself. I want to put your book up here, and I should have did it. This is kind of raggedy the way I'm putting it up here, but this is your book, and it's called "Being Smart with Your Money: A Practice Guide to Think and reconsider your relationship with and interaction with your money." And that's a good, valuable point right there. And this book is by Cynthia Johnson, your financial coach. So I just wanted them to see what the book looks like.
Thank
You
you.
can get it on Amazon.
Yes,
It's in the description,
yes.
and yeah, you can get it on Amazon as well. So there was something we was talking I was trying to remember, and you said that it was a point that you wanted to make. I don't know if you remember what it was, but
It was, I did, yeah, I do. It was the point about purchasing items now
oh,
at the
okay.
sale price and charging them with on your credit card and not being able to pay it in full.
Yeah.
That was the point that I really wanted to
Okay.
make. We really, this time of the year really need to consider that because chances are we're going to end up paying full price for it anyway because we're not
Yeah.
going to be able to pay that statement whenever it comes out. So the
Mhm.
interest rate is going to start accruing and being added. So we're going to end up probably paying the original price anyway. So really, was it really worth it to go out there and catch the sales and put it on the credit card when on the back end you're going to probably end up just paying the original price anyway if you don't pay the full statement off. So
So before you go any further, and that is such a valuable point, things that we don't think of. There's probably several things you could tell us about our money we don't think about. But before you go any further, I want you to tell the people who you are and what you do. And I apologize for not thinking. We just went right into the conversation.
It really did. But that's no problem. That's no problem. I am Cynthia Johnson. I am a financial coach. I am the author of Being Smart with Money, which is a book that is designed, it's an interactive book designed to ask you questions to cause you to self reflect, to do an assessment of what you are doing, to consider your relationship with money. It's not a book to tell you what to do with your money, but it is a book to have you look inward to figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Some of us are self sabotaging ourselves financially, and we really don't understand why. So the book talks about culture, it talks about our environment, it talks about the mindset of a person, it talks about money habits, it talks about how our relationship with money is how we come into that relationship with money and how we have to learn along the way in order to change our mindset, in order to change our habits, and in order to change our strategies. So this book is a little different. It's more from a psychological approach dealing with the individual because psychology is my background, but
Right.
it deals with the individual because I'm like, okay, everybody's writing about what to do, but I want to deal with the person.
And that's
Let's heal.
powerful.
You know what I'm saying? Let's heal what's going on, or let's figure out what is going on the inside so that we can stop this. And a lot of times we don't even know that there is something going on until we actually take the time to look inward. And the book actually prompts you to look within to identify um, things that may, little triggers or different things that may be the cause of what we do with our money. And once we come to the place where we can identify, okay, yeah, that's me, that's what I'm doing, then we can take the steps to correct and start moving into a whole nother direction, a healthier direction to improve our finances.
I
And
love it. Mhm.
there's no quick fix to it. I want to say there's a quick fix to it. There's no quick fix to the money thing. And a lot of times, if we can deal with what's going on with us, then a lot of times we can change what's going on with our finances and we can move in a healthier way.
I love that. Yeah, that's really good. And it's something that we don't deal with. It's
Um,
something that we're not even, a
mhm.
lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, we don't even think about those things.
Right,
You know,
right, right.
we don't even take it. Though these are things that we need to take at face value. to
Exactly.
change the way. And the thing of it is, you talked about culture, and in the even with that, a lot of times we get um, the things we do is because of the way we were raised.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And that is so true. And that's like one of the first points that I talk on, in the book, because it plays a major role, honestly, in all of our relationships, whether it's with money, whether it's with an individual, whatever it is. A lot of times our relationships stem from our childhood, our environment, how we grew up. All those things play a part in who we are. And a lot of times we we need to make adjustments in order to move in a more healthier way, because everybody's environment was not 100. Everybody's environment was not a healthy environment, and
right,
sometimes we don't know that something is unhealthy until we are in an environment that challenges us to look within, or we're challenged with new information. Because how can I change my mindset if I'm not open to new information? Is it painful sometimes to be open to new information? Yes, it is. But the truth is always welcome, because we can never go to the next level in finances or whatever until we deal with those issues that keeps us locked in and keep us bound. Because if I grew up in a home where there was always poverty, say for instance, because my parents just did not know, they honestly did not know,
right, right,
then chances are I'm going to live that. I'm going to be a reflection of that as an adult, unless I find myself in an environment that is challenging me to think in a different way. Then I can open up myself and say, you know what? Okay, maybe, maybe there's more to this than what I think. And maybe I need to, get more information and, try to see what I'm doing. Maybe I need to make some changes, because a lot of times we don't know. But everything, all our environment, our culture, everything makes us who we are. And we only change by embracing new information. Once we get new information, then we need to act on the information. And therefore, from that point, we can make the necessary changes. Is it an overnight change? It never really is.
no,
It's a lifelong process. But as long as we're moving forward, I think that's a positive thing. It may be a baby step, but you're taking a baby step. And
hmm,
that's better than not doing anything at all. Is it hard to start working on your finances? Yes, it is. I'm not gonna say it's an easy thing. It's emotionally overwhelming. It's something we don't want to do. I did not want to do it at the time that I had to do it. I didn't want to do it, but it was a decision that I personally made, because I did not want to continue to live like that anymore. So I made the decision that I was going to personally do the work, and I was going to get out of it, because I didn't want to. And I promise you, once you do the work and once you get out of it, you will not go back into it, because it's so hard. The work requires a lot of you. You will just not walk back into it intentionally. You
right,
will.
yeah,
So my passion is just, my heart is just for people to be, I don't want to use the word healed, but to be whole whenever it comes to their finances. As a real estate agent, when I was selling houses, I just saw so much of people desiring, but they couldn't get what they want. And a lot of it had to deal with past mistakes, or things that were still showing up on their credit, or this or that. And it was just heartbreaking to see individuals not able, buyers not able to get what they wanted. So over the course of years, I was like, okay, how can I get some information out to people by way of the masses? And that's when the book idea came about, Being
okay.
Smart with Money, where it deals with the individual and their triggers, their habits, and all of that kind of stuff.
Do you do seminars?
I do seminars, and I do one-on-one coaching with individuals. Um, Either it's whatever fits the person. Recently, I did a 3 week seminar at a
Okay.
church. It was just on it was on Sunday
Oh,
at a
okay.
church. They asked me to come and actually teach from the book. So I had 3 Sundays back to back to actually teach from the book, which was very rewarding, because the people walked away with a lot of, they didn't think about a lot of things. And I would not have thought about these things if I had not gone through the process myself. So the book is just not a book, it is a journey that I actually took for me. So
It makes a
I speak
difference.
from right. I speak from experience, and I want all of us to be, to have financial freedom. What is financial freedom? It has a different definition for everybody. One person's financial freedom may be to be debt free. Another person's financial freedom may be just to have some investments. Another person's financial freedom may be, I just want to look, $100 extra every month. So everybody's financial freedom may be different. So when we say financially free, what do you mean by that? Tell me, what do you mean by financially free? And let's figure out how we can get you there.
Yeah. So, Sister Michelle said, unfortunately, some money challenges rises from periods of unemployment, and another thing is from paycheck to paycheck, living from paycheck to paycheck. That's a very both of those are very hard areas to
They are,
operate from. I want to say hello to my daughter Adrian that just joined us.
they
Glad
are,
you're here, Adrian. So,
are.
yeah, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I do. The paycheck to paycheck thing, I've been there. It's been many years ago, and I had to make some hard decisions. I had just moved into my house. I was living in Florida at that time, and had some.
Really?
Yeah, I was had some
Ah,
challenges. Yeah, I was living in
for real?
Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida at that time.
Ah, okay.
And I had some financial challenges, some things that came up unexpectedly, and I had to make some hard choices. And when I say some hard choices, I did. I had been in my house less than 5 years, and I think it may have been about 3 years at that time. I had to get on the phone, do a lot of phone calling, try to get my creditors to negotiate with me. Honestly, the mortgage company was the only company that could not, because my mortgage was so new. But the one thing I liked about them, because I was trying to pay my bills timely, is that they gave me some ideas and they gave me some options. They just didn't, didn't say, no, we can't do that, because I just wanted us to revise my payment. They didn't just say, no, we can't do that. They were like, okay, we can't because your mortgage is so new, but here's some things you can consider.
Okay.
Did I have to live at the bare minimum? Yes, I did. I did not want to, but I did. I still had a car payment and I still had my mortgage, but I had to cut out, cable and all that kind of stuff. You know, Leslie know I like to get my hair done. I got to throw that in. And I
Yes.
had to, put that,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I had to put that
I did
down
too,
too.
yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I had to make literally hard choices. And then I went out, I had a full time job, and I had to go out and get a part time job. So I worked a part time job and I had my full time job to try to help me get back on feet. It took a while. That's why I say, once you dig your way out of this, you will not intentionally go back into it. Because working a full time job and leaving that and having to go work a part time job, that was not fun. Because I'm thinking, I got, this is my time. I don't want to be at another person's job.
Right.
I could be doing something with my afternoon other than working another job. And that's why I say there's no quick fix to the money problem, because you either got to bring in more money, or somebody leaves you an inheritance, or you have some stock somewhere that you can pull from, or you find a better paying job. For me at that time, I ended up having to get a part time job in addition to my full time job. So trust me, I have walked that. I know how that feels. But at the end, I was able to get back on my feet and I was able to get rid of every one of those credit cards. I had a whole bunch of credit cards. I was able to get rid of that. And I was able to make smarter choices when it came to buying cars. Oh yeah, I want the newest thing on the lot. I want this, I want that. We just want this stuff. That literally changed my perspective when it came to, shopping for a car as well. So a whole lot of things changed. And I'm not so personally into, just really shopping and stuff anymore, because just over the period of time, the discipline has just really, it's just a part of me now. It's just a part. I'm always thinking, should I buy it or should I not? Is this the time I should get it or should I not? So when there's not enough money, unfortunately, the only thing is to bring in more income. And you can do that. If you got some stuff that you can sell online, that's another thing. Or if you got some stuff that you can sell from your home, in your front yard or something like that, That's another option that you can do. If you know how to paint some pictures that you think somebody might buy, you can go out and buy you some paint, start painting you some pictures, and start putting them online and showing people, hey, this is what I can do. This is my art and my craft.
Mhm.
I have these skills. That is something. Something is better than nothing to try to help bring in, the extra money.
Right.
And, unfortunately, unemployment, we know that does hit, and it's not a whole lot we can do about the unemployment other than looking for another job. And it does take time to find another job. So that's why it is so important when we are in a position and we are making money, because we never know when that day is going to come. Go ahead and start setting aside some money that can carry you through instead of just living life. I'm going to live my life and live it to the fullest, because we never know what's going to happen. We just never know. So it's best to just be prepared for that day in the event that it comes. I think sometimes I overthink things because I'm just trying to always prepare, because I never know what may come up. So I'm real I don't want to use the word stingy, but I'm frugal. That's the word I want to use.
Okay. Okay.
Frugal I wasn't always this way, but I am frugal. So
Okay.
I hope that answers and helps.
Okay. Yeah. So we need to prepare if we are shoppers for Christmas. We need to go ahead and prepare ahead of time if we're going to indulge in it.
Yes,
That don't wait till or should I say November and December to start buying stuff, but to start ahead of time and prepare for it so it doesn't come on you at one time. But at
right,
the same time, keep in mind, like you just said, things do come up and you want to be prepared for those things as well. So we have to figure out or think about, is it a necessity in what we're buying or going to buy before we buy it? So we talked about that, and we talked about, uh, should I say, I want to say people that stress themselves out because they don't want to not be able to give somebody something, even though they really don't have it to give, you know, and
right, right.
just dealing with the fact that it's if you don't have it, it's okay
It's okay.
because in a twinkling of an eye, it goes past a whole lot faster than it comes.
It
You,
does. It really does. It
yeah,
does. It's here and then it's gone. It really is. And to me, and this is just my personal perspective, and everybody may not agree with the world being upside down the way it is now. I think just having genuine family and friends, or interacting with your family and friends on a genuine level is really important. If you don't have the money to buy what you want for a person, you can always go get a card and write something real dear and sincere in that card. And that could be so heartfelt that the person that you give it to, they're really appreciative of that. Sometimes it's the small things that we're more appreciative of. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the little things, like, oh, they thought that much about me, and then they wrote in the card, and then they mailed me this card. Because, like you said, we stress ourselves out trying to get all this big stuff, but does it even matter? These are just questions I'm throwing out for us to think about. Does it even matter? Does it signify that I really love you? Because you can grow up in a home where your parents buy you everything there is to buy, but you never got the emotional part of them. You just only got the things. You know what I'm saying? So are the things really worth it? There's just so much we should think about and consider during this time of Christmas. You can give me everything or give a person everything, but sometimes people just want your love. Sometimes people just want your heart. Sometimes people just want a genuine friendship. Because like Leslie mentioned, tomorrow, the day after Christmas, it's all over with. You know what
and
I'm saying?
everybody goes back to being their real personality.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. When really we should be striving as they say now, to be the best version of ourselves. So when 2025 comes in, if I'm a person full of attitude or whatever the case may be, I should be striving to be the best person that I can be, to present myself the best person to the world. Because we all have something in us that the world needs or that somebody needs. We all have something in us that we can give, that we can offer to somebody. So, like Leslie was saying, Christmas, we just default back to who we were. But let's not do that this time. Let's just work on being the best version of who we are, to present ourselves in 2025 as the best version of us.
Mhm. So, are there any other tips that you want to give? Um, because there are those that have already overspent, and after the holiday is over, and they're still out rushing trying to get the last few things. Uh, what advice would you give the person that has overspent already going into the new year?
One or two things, a couple of things um, I wrote down is that to set goals, because now the damage has been done and we need to figure out a way to get out of the mess that we've created. So I would suggest sit down, come up with a plan of how you're going to get out of the debt that has been created during Christmas time. Yes, that will require you to do a budget. And when I say a budget, I literally mean a plan of action. Okay. You already know if it's $1,000, $2,000, or whatever, you already know we need to get this paid off as soon as possible because the interest rates are accruing. Or if you pay cash, you might be in the hole now, and I don't have money for my electric bill or whatever the case may be. Now we need to really come up with a plan. We really need to get real. We need to get serious. We need to get a budgeting app, or we need to get some paper. We need to get some pen. We need to sit down and come up with a plan. Okay, within a month, I want to have this much paid off. Or in 2 months, I want to have it all paid off. Whatever it is, I challenge you to set a goal and plan out and map out how you're going to get there. Okay. Review, one of the things I have written down here is review your bank statement and your credit card statement for December, because you're probably going to be surprised by what you find, because those small little impulse purchases can add up quickly. And that's what Leslie and I was talking about behind the scenes, backstage. We were talking about the music is going and we in the store singing with the Christmas song, just happy and just picking up stuff as we're going, swiping those debit cards and everything. And before you know it, when those statements come out, because in our mind, we're happy and we're like, okay, I'll pay it off, I get to it or whatever. But baby, when those statements come out, we're probably all gonna be shocked. We're gonna be like, what? But that impulse shopping can really, really add up quickly. So
Yeah.
brace yourself and prepare yourself and come
So
up with
I want to stick this in there because
Mhm.
it just came to mind thinking about going into the grocery store hungry and spending more money than than you plan to spend, and you're like, "Well, what did I buy?" You
And
know,
that's true.
yeah, that is the same kind of
True.
concept.
It is the same kind of concept, and that's emotional. We're hungry and we're feeling that, and some of those things are in the book. Different type of emotional spending. What triggers that? So that's why I say intentional, being disciplined are the major two things. Being committed is the third thing, because we have got to put all three of those into play in order to get out of what we've gotten ourselves into. So I would say come up with a plan. I'm not going to tell you how to do your plan unless you really need me to help you do your plan. And you can reach out to me at beingsmartwithmoney@yahoo.com, and we can do a consult and figure out where we need to go from there. But do a plan, figure out what you want to do, how you're going to pay it off, and when you want to pay it off. And don't look the other way, because it's not going to go anywhere. It is going to still be there. So I challenge you to do the work. And I also challenge you to, if you don't have a savings account, to please start one, if at all possible. I don't care how small it is, $5 or whatever, $10, whatever you can start it out with, at least start that. And if you're able to automate that from a paycheck, please do that, because it would be much more easier to put that money aside than you having to take it and then you take it to the bank, or you having to move it physically. If your job or whoever is able to take that money out, it seems to be a little less painful. It doesn't have that impact because you never really had it anyway, because they've already taken it out by the time you got your net. So you can kind of get adjusted to it. So automation would be good in that instance. If you think you may not be good at taking the money out to put in the savings, at least start somewhere. We always have to trim the fat. We got to trim the excess stuff.
Girl, I be trimming that savings account. I be
Yeah,
trimming it, going in there, dipping and dabbing and look up and be like, oh my God.
I know. And it doesn't help that the prices on everything is going up either.
Right.
I mean, that's another thing that we face, that prices are going up. So we're having to really cut back. We're really having to really trim, cut back on in a lot of areas that we really don't want to. But the choice is really up to you. Do we want to be like the Joneses, or do we want, is my
Right.
value based on material things? Do I want people to value me because of the material things I have? Or am I a strong enough person to know I'm valuable, whether I have the material things or not? I'm still somebody. I'm still a good person. I'm
Mhm.
still, I'm still who I am, whether I have the big car, the new car, the big house, or whatever. If I don't have those material things, I am still somebody, because those material things should not make us. We should make the material things. You see what I'm saying? So the material things shouldn't validate who we are.
Mhm.
We should already know who we are. But the pressure of the world pushes and presses on us that we need to be like everybody else, and we need to
Right.
have this. And if we don't have it, then we don't matter. Then
Yeah.
we're not valuable. And that is the thing that we fight with. And I fight with that too, but I'm at the
Yeah.
point, I don't care. You can think what you want to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you have to get there. Everybody, it doesn't happen overnight. But don't allow the material things to validate who you are, because you are somebody with or without those things. You are valuable with or without those things. Those things don't make you, those are just things. They
Yeah.
don't make you. They come and go, but you're still going to be here when they come and go. So work on you and be the best version that you can be. So you can be an asset to the world, and everybody else you be around, you can be an asset to them.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think that might be the only thing I have left is just make sure that you treat your savings as a priority. Treat it as one of your expenses. I got this water bill, I have the electric bill, I have all this stuff I need to pay. I need to put some money in the savings and try to leave it there. And I know it's hard because the price of everything is going up, and we we just got to cut back. Like I said, we can add more money, we can find a better job, or if our family leave us an inheritance, or we win the lottery or whatever. But we're going to have to do the work. We've got to have a budget, and we've got to have a plan how to get there. We
Yeah.
really do. And I know we don't want a budget, but we've got to have a plan.
Yeah.
However you want to write it out, write it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to reach your financial goals, you may need to increase your income. You may need to sell some things that you have, or you may have to get a side job. Those are just our options. Those are options to me just as well as everybody else. So
Mhm.
those are the things that we would have to do, because there's just no miraculous fix. There's no, it's just, money's just not going to drop out of the sky. We have to get creative
I
and
wish
figure
it
out.
would.
I know, right?
I wish it would.
Be ready. Be ready.
Yes.
Yeah. But we just have to get creative. In this society now, in this world that we live in now, and figure it out. And because we don't know what 2025 holds for us, it's real important right now to try to position ourselves the best way that we can. I mean, cut back whatever you can cut back. Like I said, things are things. Things come, things go, but that does not have an impact on who you are. They're just things. They don't make you and they don't break you. They're just things. So with 2025 coming, I just challenge everybody, even myself, to begin to try to position yourself even more, because we don't know what 2025 is going to bring for us.
Yeah.
We want to kind of be in the best position financially that we can be, so that the impact won't be as hard, as bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I say just do the work, do the best that you can do. Just do the best at what you can do.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Um, and that's good. You need it though, Wanda. So it is so important that we begin to respond to our money differently, and to have a better relationship with money. Like you've said, the world taught us one way. Now we have to recondition ourselves to think differently
Right.
and to change our mindset. I think a lot of times that because of our mindsets and the way we think about things, it does hinder us from having what we really desire. Because uh, when you look at it, say you want to get something, oh, it's only $10 or it's only this.
Right.
And like you said, by the time you finish, you done had a whole lot of charges. And I
Right.
know you go in the store and I'm just going on here for this one thing, and you come
Right.
out and you got the whole $50. Well, what did I get?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
you know, to
Yeah.
be intentional. That's
Yeah.
what I hear.
That's the
We need
thing, to
to be
be intentional. And to be intentional requires, well, I'm not gonna say requires, but it will help to have it in your phone, have it somewhere. If you're going in the store, what you want, but know what you're going in there to get, because it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get sidetracked. It is so easy, and that's why the discipline and the intentional part is so important. It's so important.
Yeah, I make the list, and sometimes I go in, never open up the list, and then when I get home, the stuff I needed on the list I didn't get because I saw everything else. So yeah, I would be a good student.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm not gonna tell anybody, oh, you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, okay, I got it. No, it is a work in progress. You may fall off, you may fail, but don't stay there. Get back up and try it again. Every time you fall, get back up and try it again. Just keep trying. Don't give up. I encourage you, don't give up. It's gonna be hard sometimes, but don't give up. Just keep trying, and be committed, and in the long run, you'll see yourself getting closer to your goals.
So though there's two things. You can't operate in fear, and you can't beat yourself up.
Right, right. Because we make mistakes. We all do, you know. But admit, I made a mistake. I blew it this time. Yeah, I spent that and I wasn't supposed to. But the next time, I'm not going to do that. And you'll get stronger. You'll get better over the course of time. And it'll get a little better. It'll get a little easier. And then finally, you'll be like, oh, okay, I crossed that one. Now I have another goal I need to master. Little by little, we get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the it doesn't matter the age.
No,
It
no.
doesn't matter. Don't think because you're old it's too late.
Right.
You know.
Right, exactly. I look at it like this: as long as we get up, have breath in our body, it's never too late. We can
Right.
always start over, and we can always start.
Mm.
Always start. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Could you, one more time, tell the audience how they could reach out to you if they need to, or how to get your book? And it's all in the description. But
Yeah,
uh,
you can order the book. You can go on Amazon and you can order the book by putting in "Being Smart with Money." It is, I'm gonna hold it up for you. It's not a really thick book by design. I designed it that way because I know a lot of times when we're going through issues with money, nobody wants to read through a whole bunch of words and everything. They want the meat and the potatoes. They want to get through a book without all the fluff.
mm,
So the book is designed for a quick read. So it's not going to be taxing. It's not going to be overwhelming. It's a simple read. The feedback that I have gotten so far, everybody says the same thing. And that's how I wanted it designed. I did not want it to be overwhelming.
yeah.
If you need to contact me, you can reach out to me by email at beingsmartwithmoney@yahoo.com. And I can answer you back. If it's a question, whatever it is, just email. Feel free to email me, and then we can chat then.
So do you have consultation, a free 15 minutes consultation or anything like that that
It's
they
actually a free 30-minute
30
consultation.
minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
60 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Yahoo. Look, you was every time you say Yahoo, I'm thinking, yeah, sometimes we are Yahoos when we spend the way we spend our
I
money.
know, right?
So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's why you use Yahoo or not, but
And that is so true, Leslie. We hear people say that it's really not how much money you make, but what you do with your money. And there is some truth to that. The world, where we're living and how we're living now, and the prices have gone, everything has increased. Um, I'm half in and half out on that. I do believe it's not the money you make, it's what you do with it. But because we're living in the world that we live in now, it takes a little more money to live now than it did in the past.
it
So
takes a lot more.
yeah, I mean it's
It's
different now.
astronomical the
It's
way it has
totally
changed.
different now.
Since COVID, it was like,
Yes,
what?
yes, everything went, whoop, everything just shot, straight up.
Yeah.
All the prices just went, straight up. But I just say be mindful. Please be mindful. It is a word. Just please be mindful. Just stay focused on you and your household, and you all work your plan, do whatever you all have to do. Don't worry about the other people. Don't even worry about the naysayers. Don't even worry about what they say. You do what is best for your household, because it's you and your household that you are trying to take to the next level.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you for that information. Please, if you, uh, it's what you call it is a a no judgment zone if you
Yes,
meet with her. She's not here to judge you. She's not here to turn up her nose and say, "Well, why did you do that?" No, she's
yes,
here because her heart
yes,
is to help you change your way of living and to so that you can have more. Not so that, it's it's a matter of being able to have more than what you've had. You don't have to live in the negative, you know,
exactly.
to come out of the negative. You still have to pay a mortgage. You still have to pay rent. You still have to have, kind of have to have a car. Um, at this day and time, there are things that you have to have, but there are things we don't have to have. And we
Right,
do need to make more um, mature choices in
right,
what we do and what we don't do
right,
and a lot of times we do things to make somebody else happy. We want to see them happy, so we go out of our way to see them happy, and then we lack, and
yes,
then we go through and struggle because um, of our mindset. Our
yeah,
mindset. One of the things that I used to always do, I always wanted to see somebody else happy, so I gave them what I had. Whether it was my CD, uh, 401k, whatever it was, I would take it and give it to somebody else because I didn't want it somebody else to struggle. And
mm-hmm.
then now at the point in life where I am, I'm retired and I really could have used that for myself,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
me thinking two ways. And I always talk about this because I think this in a lot of areas of my life is that my saying was, "Oh, gotta give it back to me," you know, and that's how I used to think, but it doesn't
mhm,
go that way. He
right,
gives us intelligence, he
right,
gives us in his word wisdom
exactly,
on how
right,
to prepare for the future. So
exactly.
now I'm waiting for what I thought I was going to get back, and they're living a happy life.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
I think about that, and then I think about um, people that had never had anything, and then they start getting money, and just like you hear people that win the lottery,
yeah,
and they lose all the money because they spend it all. First of all, they don't have a concept of how much
yeah,
it really is, the money
yeah,
that they have, and
yeah,
they don't. The other concept is. it ain't always gonna be there if you're gonna always spend it,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know. So
Exactly. Exactly. So true.
yeah, so those are there's just so many different aspects to having a healthy relationship with our money. We always talk about having a healthy relationship with our body, have
Right.
being in a healthy relationship, but we really don't deal with a lot of times having a healthy relationship with our money. And a
Right.
lot of people don't even know that that's possible,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
that is
True.
possible. So thank you, Cynthia. I would like to see or talk to you about maybe doing a seminar,
Okay.
and teach from your book and just continue to help free people
Yeah.
because, like you said, this day and age and time, we got to live differently.
We have to. Right. We
Years
have
ago, it
to.
wasn't as hard.
Right.
You could get it back quicker than you can
Right.
now.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah. So do you have any last words before we close out?
I just encourage everyone to do what you need to do to position yourself for the year that's coming up. Do the best that you can do because we don't know. We really don't know what 2025 is going to bring. So I just say financially, just do what you can to position you and your household and your family for it. Even if you have extra, leave it there. Don't even, don't bother it. Just leave it there because we don't know. Just, that's the only thing I say. Just prepare, just position yourself for this year that's coming up.
Yeah. So I want to wish everybody, those of you that celebrate the holidays and the ones that don't, have a happy holiday. I'm not speak when I say the happy holiday with your family and enjoying family and friends. Relax. This is supposed to be a time to have a day off and relax so that when the holiday is over, you're not tired because you done did all this other stuff and now you're going back to work tired. But take advantage of Cynthia Johnson's book. I think I saw that it was $13. Yeah, $13. Am I right?
I'm not sure because the price went up, then it
It
went
went
down,
up.
then it went up. So I'm not
Okay,
sure what it is now on
let me
Amazon. They
see.
don't have to drop
It's
that.
oh well, it says it's on sale.
Okay.
It's on sale for 13.59
Okay.
right now. So you can go on Amazon and get it. It's not it's not your typical be smart with your money.
It's
It
not.
is dealing with the changing of your mindset, your life, and bringing things in perspective so that you can be smart with your
Right.
money. And I
Exactly.
love that idea, which is something that is very needed. So until we meet again, which will be on Sunday, Minister Wander and I will be here Sunday, and our guest will be Erica Johnson from Evolve. And I forgot the name of her title. I apologize, but they will be here. We will be here Sunday, and we're still talking about being authentic. And on Sunday, we'll be talking about the authentic you. So please join us. We would love to have you, and we can't do it without you. Can't do it without you. And it's evolving and elevate with Erica. Yeah, with Erica Bishop. I'm just messing it all up with Erica Bishop. So we look forward to seeing you. Don't get so caught up in the hustle and bustle that you forget and your list. And then you go out there and you just start buying stuff. And then you're like, wait a minute, where did my money go? What
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
And there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that do that. And then when it comes time for the meal, they don't have any money
Right.
for the meal or
Right.
for food and things like that. And
Right.
yes, we always bounce back, but we want to bounce back differently and we want to bounce back healthy this time, not
Yes.
just bouncing back and then go through this year. And at the end, by the time you pay everything off, it's time to start the cycle all over again. We want to break that cycle
Yes.
and live differently. So until we meet again, have an amazing day. And thank you so much for being here. And remember, go back and listen to the replay. There was a lot of valuable information that she gave you that can help you through the process of changing the way you think about your money so that you can be smart with your money. Have an amazing day, and thank you again for being here. See you soon.